welcome to the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast. My name is Spencer, and I'm one of your hosts on this podcast. And today, it should come as no surprise that I'm joined by the other two members of the League of Melanated Gentlemen who have come here to give you another draft.
Draft. This is Brandon.
And of course, I am Jordan.
Now, before we get to drafting anything, we got to tell you about all the places where you can find us, talk to us, communicate with us, etc., etc. And Jordan is going to do that for you now.
We are on Instagram, Twitter/X, YouTube, Facebook, Facebook groups, and we are all at the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast. That is where you can find us, talk to us, communicate with us. Just get at us and join in on our fun community. Those numbers have been going up, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. So yeah, that's that. And then don't forget to rate and review us on any of the podcast platforms that you use. And that's everything. That's to get in contact with us. But of course, we also have scheduling updates. Mondays, of course, that is the main podcast. This hopefully you catch us on Monday. But if you didn't, it's fine. Always go back and listen to our past catalog. On Tuesdays, we have LMG presents Marvel Multiverse RPG. That is the role-playing game that we play on the podcast. And we are in a venture right now. We are dealing with some of the Magia. If you know what the Magia are, they're the Mafia version, the Mafia in Marvel, basically. On Wednesdays, we have wrestling with Worldwide Willis. That is Brandon's wrestling podcast. Of course, he's going through all the latest and greatest things going on in the world of wrestling. One of the biggest things I've saw recently is wrestling is going to Netflix, and it is going to be uncensored. Brandon, quick thoughts. What do you feel about that? You see this guy not paying attention. Look at him.
Yeah, no, my bad. No, I think it's a good thing. It's what I mean, they're not upholding to the networks, which a lot of times they make a lot of decisions based on what Fox or USA was thinking. A lot of times they wouldn't cuss because USA didn't like it, but now they can do their own thing. Netflix gonna let them cook.
Yeah, it is uncensored. So I guess uncensored means they're cussing. It's probably kind of freaky. I was hoping we might get like a little. They still do the grilled
Wow.
matches where they get real stripped
All
down to it.
right.
They still do all that?
No,
No. Okay.
no,
Probably
no.
not. Probably not. But anyway, and then on Fridays we have DC animation with Spenser and friends. That is, I always say that it's almost scary to call you DC, but that is Spencer's DC podcast where he reviews all the latest and greatest DC animated movies. He's going through them. He brings his friends, and he has a great time. So, with that, what are we doing today?
So, as I said before, we have another draft episode. Also, I apologize. I am not feeling great. So, if I sound not quite like myself, that's why. Um, Sometimes I sound normal and sometimes you can like tell that something's off. So, sorry. That's just how it's got to be. Um,
Yeah, you got
anyway,
like a little scar voice going on, like you got the deep raspiness.
yeah. So, normally I have a lot of range. Not today. Today we're down here, and that's what it's gonna be. But anyway, we are doing a Seven Deadly Sins draft. So how this is going to work, each of the gentlemen will be drafting a character to represent one of the seven deadly sins. If you are not familiar with the seven deadly sins, they are as follows. We have greed, we have wrath, we have pride, we have sloth, we have envy, lust, and gluttony. As far as rules, we can draft them in any order. So whenever it is your turn, you can draft whichever sin you want. And we are limiting ourselves to two characters per franchise. So if two characters from a franchise are selected, that franchise is off the board. We will be doing a standard draft, and we will determine the draft order here live for you. So we will be able to see the screen. Jordan will spin the wheel and call the draft order, and we're gonna see what we're doing.
Yeah. So, we have our lucky wheel of names that we like to use. And
Mm.
hopefully it does some of us right. Most of the time it does, a couple of us wrong. Immediately, Spencer is first. Seems kind of seems what it always is right now.
And it's
And
so funny because I know that you put the names in a different order this time,
right.
and it was still it's still
Every time, man.
every single
Why
time.
do we even do this? Why do we
Every
waste time?
time. You're right. Like it's crazy. I am second, and as per tradition, Brandon is last.
I really do wonder why we do this.
Yeah. What do
Because
we?
it ends up being the same every time.
I think I'm gonna try to put initials next time. It has to be something like the name Brandon must weigh more than the name Jordan and Spencer or something. Like it's crazy.
It's because I'm younger than y'all.
I think that's what it is or something. It's crazy.
Anyway, so I have the first pick. Um, I want y'all to guess which sin I'm going for first.
I think you're going pride,
Okay.
I'm gonna go Wrath.
Jordan got it. I'm going with
and
pride
I
first.
know who you're picking too.
I don't know if you do.
All right, we're gonna
It's gonna
see.
be some fucking weird anime
Oh,
character, right?
it absolutely isn't. It's going to be somebody that everyone is very familiar with.
Okay, yeah, I guess I don't know.
Because yeah, I know what the easy answer is for pride,
Yeah.
but I'm going with Magneto.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, okay.
Uh Magneto will destroy the earth for mutant kind. Like you
Hmm.
talk about being proud of being a mutant, Magneto is the one. Like my man said, we are superior and fuck humans. Fuck Homo sapien. That nah, that they are not us.
Yeah.
We are him. And
Yeah.
I will stand for my I will ride for my kind. And that's what it's gonna be. Like to him, humans are just inferior. And so you want to talk about mutant pride? Like this man will do anything. He will ride for mutants, and he is the most proud to be to hold up his M's.
I I definitely had him on my list to draft. I also had him underneath my Wrath list as well. But I think Magneto's a really good pick though,
Yeah. It's a good pick.
because we've definitely seen what he can do.
Oh yeah.
Um, all right. I think I have to go with this first one, just because I don't have a long list for this one. I'm gonna go with Lust, and for that one, I have to go with your boy, the Deep from the Boys.
Okay. Interesting first pick.
So the Deep is a character who no one's likes. His motivations are very kind of one-ended. He is all about getting, the other attraction of the other sex, no matter if that is a human or is that an aquatic animal, to say the least. He is what Aquaman wants to be on a Saturday night.
Gross.
He wants to clean up. But yeah, I think the Deep, he has one motivation. That's literally his only thing he lives for. And with this current season of The Boys, we've kind of seen the things that he's done to get that with my girl's sister, Sister Sage.
And Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, and my boy is still hiding the octopus in his closet.
Yeah,
So
and Tilda's like, hey, you got to show me.
yeah, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Deep, just because that was Lust was the hardest one easily for me to choose from.
That's so funny because I have like a few options for Lust.
Okay,
Same.
yeah, that was tough. I have one more that was pretty tough, another one, but I'm not gonna get to that one right now.
So we'll talk about it later. Don't worry.
Yeah. All right, Brandon, what you got?
All right. I'm gonna go. I feel like the hardest category was sloth for me. Um, just for some reason I wasn't aware of that deadly sin. Like I wasn't, so I didn't immediately have Rolodex of characters for that one. Um, so just to make sure I'm understanding the definition of sloth, is it slow laziness? Didn't exert themselves very much or something, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Sloth is more characterized by laziness than slowness, but
Mhm.
yeah, like that's the whole like point of it is like just lack of motivation to do anything.
Okay. Okay. Um. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna switch gears here. I'm gonna go with. Mm, I'm gonna go with probably. I'm gonna go with gluttony, and I'm going to go with Garfield. Uh,
Ooh, okay.
Garfield is, as we know, as this recent movie is about to come out with, as we all know, Garfield. I mean, the thing he eats everything,
Our
right?
age knows Garfield. I don't know if the young folks know Garfield, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know about that, but our age,
Yeah.
literally anything on the table, anything edible, he eat. Right? There's no ifs, ands, or what's about it. Garfield will eat it. So, pause. And so, I mean, yeah, I think Garfield is just a great. There's so many different examples of gluttony in characters, especially animated characters and things of that nature. But I think Garfield is the perfect example of like never satisfied, always looking for more, um, always looking for the next meal. I'm gonna pick Garfield.
That's interesting because you could also went sloth with that one.
And that's
How
where
do
I thought you were going.
how do y'all feel
Mm.
about Garfield though? I never really liked Garfield.
I'm pretty indifferent about Garfield. Like if Garfield was on, okay, but yeah, like I wasn't a fan by any means.
Yeah, I watched the cartoon out of there was nothing to watch on TV, nothing else to watch. But I
Yeah.
never was like, oh yeah, that new Garfield coming out. Like I never cared.
See,
I always or
I
like
was
I
a
also thought it was
reader.
weird that in the comic or in the cartoons, Garfield's mouth didn't move.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
what are we doing? Like
yeah,
as a kid, that didn't I didn't like it.
yeah,
And see, my mom used to buy the newspaper, and I would read the Garfield comics out of that. Like, I'm pretty sure I've
yeah,
read more of the comic than I watched the show. But even like, and that was just I just read them out of just I didn't have nothing else to read, just out
yeah.
of boredom. But yeah, I never did really care for Garfield. I used to hate the way he used to treat Otis,
Yeah.
Mm,
the dog, like just treat him like shit.
that makes sense. Um, all right, my pick again, right?
No, we're doing a standard draft.
Damn, you
Damn,
got
look
And
at that.
cold. God
I mean,
damn. All right,
if y'all want to do a serpentine, we can, but like
it's fine.
it
It's
makes
fine.
me no difference.
I know,
It's
look at
fine.
Brandon looking sad.
I get held every time.
Oh goodness. Okay. So I am gonna go ahead and go with sloth because I agree that was the hardest one for me to come up with. And I'm going to go with Snorlax from the Pokemans.
Oh,
Good pick.
I mean Snorlax is literally eating or sleeping. Like that's what Snorlax does. Uh I mean, I even remember in Pokemon Snap, like you had to play a little flute to get Snorlax to even stand up.
yeah.
Otherwise, Snorlax was just over there snoring.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely Snorlax.
Snorlax was definitely on my list for sloth. I actually called somebody Snorlax like I think last year. Chris, who's actually he's been on the podcast. He used to stand in the middle of the way
You didn't
all
have to
the
do Chris
time.
like that.
Yeah, I was like Snorlax, bro, move out the way. He's like, what? I was like, I'm about to hit a pokey flute on you, bro. Yeah, we was down
You did
laughing.
not have to do Chris like
It's
that.
like, yeah, it's only a certain amount of people who got that reference right there too.
That's funny.
But
Shout out to
yeah,
Chris. We love you on the podcast.
yeah. But dang it, yeah, man. Snorlax was definitely on my list, and that was definitely a good one. Um, that's tough. Okay. I am going to go with I'm gonna go with Envy. And for that one, I'm gonna go with Gollum from Lord of the Rings. For the
Mm.
Okay.
simple fact, he was so jealous of Frodo for having the ring. Like, and honestly, I could have went with Gollum for a couple of these.
Yeah.
Uh, but I'm gonna go with Envy on this one. What are you gonna say, Spencer?
I was just gonna say that's a lot of these characters fit in more than one category.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's true.
Agreed. But yeah, I'm going with him from this. So yeah, he was so jealous of Frodo, like to the point where he was trying to take that boy out.
Yeah,
And Sam kind of saw through the whole thing, but yeah, he was still trying to do whatever he could to get that ring away from from Mr. Frodo. To the point when Frodo threw it in the lava, my boy went after it as well. So I mean, I think he's a great example of someone who was very envious and jealous that Mr. Frodo was the one who's entrusted with his ring, he feels.
yeah, makes sense.
I think I would have leaned toward greed for that, but okay.
I got it. He was actually on both my lists for greed and envy, but I got some other greed hitters.
Greed was probably the easiest.
Greed and
Yeah,
wrath for me was the two easiest.
Same. Like I got people for days for those.
yeah. Um, I'm gonna go with Lust next, and I'm gonna go with Johnny Bravo.
Good choice.
Oh, I didn't even
Yeah,
think about
Good
him.
choice.
yeah. Johnny Bravo was always sometimes a little toxic.
A little bit,
Um,
just
yeah, he was always on the
hey there,
prowl.
pretty mama.
Yeah, he was
He
always
roll up on a girl real quick.
oh yeah, yeah, no shyness at all. I mean, he just be straight to it too.
Oh yeah.
Um, so yeah, Johnny Bravo. It was to the point to where even as a kid, I was a little uncomfortable. I was like, okay, what are we doing here? But yeah, Johnny Bravo for Lust.
That's a good choice.
Now, I think we talked about this before, but I mean, I got to throw it out there again. Can Johnny Bravo be available in 2024? Can they bring that show back?
I say never say never. I think it could be done.
I think that because Johnny Bravo always got punished for his behavior,
Yeah.
like I don't think there was ever a situation like he would say stuff, but I don't think there was ever a situation where he ever accomplished anything.
Right.
Like
He immediately got smacked.
yeah, like he would say something, and I think the reason it wouldn't be okay is because those women get violent with him.
Hmm.
So if
Oh,
like I think that's why because I mean it, people get harassed all the time, but like he'll say something slick and then he will get his ass beat.
Hmm.
And it's like he didn't quite deserve to get his teeth knocked out, but okay.
Yeah.
so you think it'd be on it's the flip side, so he wouldn't be the one getting canceled. The women be the one getting canceled because they're attacking him.
Uh, I think that an argument could be made that the violence is a bit excessive.
Mm.
That is
Hmm.
not condoning his behavior, but
Now, let's say there's a live action Johnny Bravo movie. You think that'll work? That's
Nah,
probably one of
it
ones.
can't
Like,
be live
nah,
action.
yeah, you can't do
It's
no,
not
live
it's got to
live
action.
be
action.
yeah, it's got to be cartoony.
Yeah, you gotta be a little silly. Gotta add a little silliness to break the tension.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at pictures of Johnny Bravo, bro. He had that little bitty lower body.
yeah, tiny lower body.
No leg day.
Yeah,
Yeah, but okay, good pick. I definitely forgot about Johnny Bravo.
yeah, it was a great pick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Gluttony next, and this was an obvious choice for me. I'm gonna have to go with Kirby.
Ah, yep.
Uh, Kirby is the little pink balloon ball from Nintendo that literally inhales everything.
Hmm.
Everything,
Everything.
everything. People, enemies, friends, food, houses, everything is on the table for Kirby. So,
Yeah.
yeah, like literally the gluttonist.
All right.
I mean, honestly, that is, I think it's the number one choice. Like,
Easy.
that's tough. That's tough to follow up on. Um, Kirby is, and not only does he just eat stuff, he also gets the power. That what makes him. That's what makes it a little bit better. It's like he gets that power if he eat a person
Yeah.
or an
which is
object.
incentive to continue eating people.
Right. Okay. Um, for my next one, because only I'm Brandon, did you already pick gluttony?
Yes.
Okay, so I can kind of hold off on that one then. Okay. I'm gonna go with wrath, and for this one, I mean, I think there's no one as wrathful as his character. I'm gonna go with Godzilla because
Okay.
the wrath and the violence and the slaughtering and the destruction that follows in the path of this creature is unmatched, in my opinion. Like,
I There is a lot of destruction, but it feels like Godzilla's more neutral than
Yeah. Is it
angry.
revenge led or is it just
Like
I
I
mean,
thought that Godzilla was just like Godzilla just existed in this world and everybody's reacting to it as
there's
opposed
a
to
lot of
Godzilla.
yeah.
time where Godzilla look like it's personal,
I see. I
Well, and
especially.
thought
that
it was
I think
more
it's personal when Godzilla gets challenged by some other monster.
right.
Yeah, but if you, I'm telling you guys haven't watched minus one yet. He's out here specifically targeting people. Like he looking people in their eyes and then stepping on them. I think there's yes, he is a force of nature, but yet I do think he brings destruction and wrathfulness behind him. Even if he's
Destruction, I
not
agree.
even if he's not fighting a monster, he brings any land building. I think he's going after them.
Godzilla just doesn't seem angry to me.
Bro, you gotta watch minus one. He looks, especially once like humans and stuff gets to like shooting at him with tanks and stuff. Yes, then he's going for them specifically.
Mm,
Okay.
I didn't see that, but I didn't see minus one either, so
Yeah.
But
And
I'm not fully tapped.
that could affect things,
see,
but
It could sway my
dude, you guys are slacking right now. This is crazy.
um
we'll get there.
okay. My pick.
Yeah,
All right. I'm also going Wrath, and I'm going with Killmonger.
Good choice.
Yeah. So Killmonger obviously was done wrong as a child. Um, he witnessed murder. He was left in Oakland when there was a paradise afar that he was directly related to. And due to that, he grew up with a revengeful mindset and had a wrath towards learning how to be an assassin and be a military trained um, killing machine, basically. And he obviously had a grudge against Wakanda due to the fact that they had all this technology and all these things and didn't help people, the diaspora abroad. So he then took over. Obviously, we all saw Black Panther, and that is why I am picking Killmonger for Wrath.
That does take Marvel off the table.
is that two Marvel picks?
Yep.
Who was the second one
I
or
picked
first one?
Magneto.
Oh, Magneto. Okay, okay. Oof, it's a little rough right there. It's not bad though. But yeah, I agree. Killmonger.
That's an angry man.
Yeah, he's angry. My boy,
Like
he didn't learn
and
his lesson.
deservingly so. Like my man should be angry.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's like one of the villains who like they didn't learn a lesson. Like he's still angry throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
he had an opportunity to be saved.
he went out angry.
Yeah,
Yeah. To
He
the day
said,
he died.
I would rather die with my ancestors.
Exactly.
Oh, oh, okay.
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So you, Spencer.
Um, it looks like all the rest of them are free for me, so I'm going to go with Envy next. And I think that I'm going to pick Timmy's dad from The Fairly Odd Parents.
Mm-mm.
Hang on, I gotta hear this one.
Dinkelberg.
Oh yeah, I use that all the time at work, and then I just put an asterisk with the name I need to do.
Yeah, my man's was. My man's hated Dinkelberg. Like,
What
nigga,
did
I hate
Dinkelberg
the way
even
that you
do?
walk, the way that you talk. I hate you. Dinkelberg just kind of lived a better life than him.
And that's
Like he
all it
was,
was, right?
yeah, like Dinkelberg was just like happy and successful, and that was a problem for Timmy's dad.
Bro, that's a hater move.
A true hater. Like, as far as I know, there wasn't a real reason. And I think it was like there was a flashback of them as children, and it's been like a lifetime thing. Like Timmy's dad has hated Dinkelberg forever.
I looked it up. It says in the Fairly Odd Parents, Mr. Turner hates his next door neighbor because of a childhood rivalry. The rivalry began when the Turners had Timmy and they couldn't afford the same luxuries as the Dinkelbergs.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
Like,
bro, so he
so yeah,
mad
he's
because they
literally
had
just a hater.
kids. Yeah, he had kids, so they mad he couldn't afford all that stuff. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so absolutely Timmy's dad. Like it's to the point like that was the first time I remember being like, "Oh, he just hates that man." Like that was I feel like that's my first memory of like true jealousy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, yeah, my boy just mad because Dinkelberg didn't have no kid, and Dinkelberg looks so nice too. He's
They're
always waving to him.
this thing the Dinkelbergs are happy to be here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so yeah, like he's a hater for no good reason.
that's terrible. I can't wait to talk about our honorable picks later because I definitely have some that are pretty good. Okay, so um, I'm going to go ahead. Guess I'll go ahead and get this one off the table. I'm gonna go with Greed, and I'm gonna go with Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, that's easy.
Mm, yeah, that was gonna
That's
be one of
easy.
mine.
Uh, I mean, of course, I know Mr. Krabs. You don't need to explain too much with him. He all about the money.
All
Like
about it.
my boy, just he's trying to get that dollar bill. He don't care what he got to do to get it. He ain't selling a secret recipe. That's his one thing that's making him keep the money. Uh, honestly, I don't think he care about his. He don't care. I almost called her Pam. What's his daughter name again?
Pearl.
Pearl. Like he don't care about Pearl. Don't care about SpongeBob. Don't care about none of them. If it ain't about that money, he ain't going. My boy still got the first dollar he ever made, which is pretty legit. But also, if you think about it, it's like, bro, you got the first dollar you ever made. Either that's some lunatic stuff or like that's some real greedy stuff. And you got
Right.
it on the wall, which I don't know. I kind of think about it now. That's actually kind of cool. I'm actually thinking about it now. Like, if you could keep your first dollar that you made with your own money, oh, you with your own hands, that
Yeah.
might be kind of cool. Um, but yeah, man, I'm going Mr. Krabs, one of the most selfish, people out there.
It's a good pick.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty
Easy
basic
one.
though. That's why I almost didn't go with him. But in this
Yeah.
competition, I kind of have to do it.
No, I get it.
No, I
Like
get
in
that.
that again, you take it where you can. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the one you take that one.
Take the best
yeah.
player on the board, you know? Um, all right. Both of you guys made MV picks.
Yes.
I have.
Okay. For my MV pick, I will select Scar from Lion King.
He was my honorable
Uh,
mention.
yeah. He's obviously jealous of Mufasa. Hopefully, we see that in the new movie.
I mean, I
But
hope so.
yeah, he was jealous of his brother, who obviously got the kingdom, is the king of that kingdom. And yeah, he was just hating on him the whole time. So much so that he killed his brother and even tried to kill his nephew. You know what I mean? Even took my man Mufasa's wife, tried to take her. Like it was just my man was wild. So Scar is like the biggest uh, representation of envy to me. He was just hating on his brother, his own blood, the whole time.
Yeah, man, that's that dark skin hater in us. Hate them light skinned brothers.
Hmm,
But nah,
terrible.
that is pretty terrible. I almost said I love light skinned dudes. That would have been crazy.
Whoa,
That would have
let's
been
clip that.
I was gonna
crazy.
say, oh,
Let's
yep.
That would have
go ahead and
We're gonna
been
clip
have to,
that.
wow.
yep.
We're clipping that, sir.
But I mean, yeah, Scar is that's a good pick.
He was
If
absolutely my honorable mention. Like, if
Yeah,
I didn't get Timmy's dad, Scar is where I was going.
yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
I really do hope they explore more of Scar's and Mufasa's relationship in the new
Yeah,
movie.
I hope so, man.
So,
Okay, so I think that I'm gonna go with Greed next. And for Greed, I'm gonna have to dig into my bag for Greed. And I'm gonna have to go with Larfleeze from DC Comics.
I don't even know that name.
Mm,
So, you're familiar with the Green Lanterns.
Yeah,
You're familiar with the Yellow Lanterns, perhaps.
yeah.
mm,
Larfleeze is the Orange Lantern, the sole Orange Lantern, because the Orange Lantern is the ring of greed. And so Larfleeze has, he's the only lantern, the only Orange Lantern, because, greed. He ain't gonna let nobody else be an Orange Lantern. Like, we're not doing that. Um,
right.
and one of the powers that the Orange Lantern has is basically steal your soul. And if he steals your soul, he can then use you as one of his constructs. But his his whole thing, like, he is the epitome of greed to the point where, like, the ring that is powered by greed, he's the sole wielder of it. Now, he had a very turbulent childhood. He went through like slavery, and he was deprived of, necessities, which is how he kind of got here.
He isn't
Like,
black, is he?
he's orange.
He's like an
Okay.
alien.
Oh,
I just looked him
Yeah.
up.
And he's some kind of long-lived species of alien.
gotcha.
He and as far as I know, like, I don't know if he lives on like the planet of his people or if he lives on a different planet, but the planet he lives on is just full of shit and like stuff that he's collected through his greed and bodies that he's collected through his greed.
Damn.
So, like, he's the embodiment, the epitome of greed. And so he was, that's who you go with in this case. Like Mr. Krabs ain't got nothing on Larfleeze.
I
I
will
like it.
say one of the things that like I'm jealous of is the whole Green Lantern like ideal in the core. Like the fact that they have like all the different spectrum of the rainbow. Like that is such a clever ideal. Like I wish Marvel had something like that. I mean, I think it's pretty cool to have that. And I had no idea who this character was. I'm looking up now, and I see a couple of these images look pretty cool.
Yeah. And Larfleeze, usually you'll see him like hugging his own power battery
Right. That's
because
exactly what I
he's
see.
like, this is mine. Like, truly greedy.
Yeah,
Brandon, did you know who this character was?
I've heard of him. I've heard his name before. I've never seen him, but I've heard of him before because I remember when that whole like Green Lantern like battle was going on with all the different colors and things of that nature. I That's when I discovered there was an orange one, but I'd heard that name.
And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people just know that all the colors have rings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so he's known. I think that the lanterns just call him Agent Orange.
yeah, that makes
But
sense.
I mean, the red rings are for rage, the blue rings are for hope. Each
Right.
color has, yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was a pretty cool. That was definitely like a pretty cool thing. I can't remember what the name of the event was though.
Blackest
Wait,
Night.
yes. Is that
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, the Blackest Night, yeah.
Because that was Batman, right?
I
It was
think
a
it
Green
started
Lantern story, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, it was. You thinking of
Well, I
Darkest
guess
Night, Brandon.
all of them story, but
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
because everybody got a ring, right? I think Batman and them got a ring too.
yeah, Batman got one.
Yeah. I kind of so maybe I should try.
And I
I
think
might try to do a deep dive, like a video on that whole thing.
I'm trying to remember, like, I feel like Necron was involved with Blackest Night.
Because I think at the end or towards the end or something, didn't they find like the black ring was like you can order the white ring. One of them you
Yeah,
can
like
bring
I
the
think
dead back or something.
yeah, I think that's Necron and the Black Ring, and he was
Okay,
bringing back a bunch of corpses and stuff, and then eventually they get the White Ring, and yeah, all that.
I'm surprised they have not done a movie about that yet.
Well, if they
Man,
animate one, I will talk about it.
And if they animate, I'm definitely watching that one.
You
yeah.
can
So,
review it with me if they make it.
oh, I'm definitely down. Okay, so my turn.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go with this is another layup, I feel like. Just take the easy pick. I'm gonna go with Pride and Brandon, I'm sorry, you have to sit down for a second. You got to sit this one out. I'm not going with Vegeta though. I'm going with Escanor
Of course you
from
are.
the Seven Deadly Sins.
That's who you go with in this
Yeah.
case.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, Brandon. This is a quick ISO between,
Go
me and
ahead, do your
Spencer.
thing.
But I mean, Escanor, that's literally he is the Lion Center Pride. He is, I mean, we've talked about it before. Be sure and check out me and Spencer did a gentleman's briefly about this. But yeah, he is my favorite sin out of all of them. And he is just such an amazing character. Let it be 11:59, right there about to hit noon. My boy is unstoppable. He will talk that mad noise to you right in your face, and you can't even do anything about it.
Yeah,
Like
he be talking that shit.
he had them boys spooked. Like them demons thought they were all bad and stuff. And he's like, no, I'll show you what bad is.
Yeah.
So
Like, I mean, he is the son of pride, but yeah, like if anybody believes in himself, it's Escanor.
yeah,
Yeah, like that
like
man's got yeah, his
it's
his pride is wild.
and it's so funny, like watching the show, you see him in the beginning as like the little scrawny barkeep, and he's like, "Yo, why does Bond, not Bond, but whatever his name, Meliodas?" He's like, "Why is Meliodas going to go get this little dude?" And then like they go to the bar, everything happens, and then out of nowhere, stuff pops off, and they found out like, "Oh, this is Escanor. This is true Escanor right here."
Yeah,
Brent,
that's
I'm telling you,
that's
if you look up this dude. My dude got like a 12 pack.
What's his name
He
again? What's his name?
Escanor. My boy probably like 7'6" in his big form. Probably like solid 280 stacked.
Oh, I see him.
yeah, like it's stupid.
Yeah. And his power is the closer it gets to 12 o'clock, like high noon, the
Hmm.
stronger he gets. And so like
Hmm.
if it's directly 12 o'clock, he is unstoppable. No one can stop him when it's 12 o'clock. But like that minute after, he back weak again.
It's a little whack to me.
Nah, bro, it's fire, and he literally has basically like the power of the sun too. So
Okay.
yeah,
So yeah, during
that's my easy
during the
go to.
day, he's got all the pride.
Yeah, but he get humbled real fast after that. After that time go off.
Yeah, if it's midnight, nah.
Yeah, he don't even go on a mission. Like I'm gonna stay at the bar.
Yeah,
Dude look like he part of the Proud Boys. Well, you want to part of these?
because he got that mustache.
Yeah, man. What we doing over here?
Nah, bro, he clean up. He got one of the baddest chicks, that love him.
Look like
What's her name? Really loves him. The other
he looked like
sin.
he fought on the
Lady
wrong
Merlin.
side of World War II or something.
But all right,
Yeah, man.
Brandon, who you got?
Okay. For me, I have greed, and I'm gonna go with Moana.
What?
Really?
Tamatoa, the crab.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Shining.
Bro, you
I
got
was
to
about to
clean
say,
that up. I was
what are we
like,
doing?
yeah, I'm about
Like,
to,
Yeah,
bro,
no,
you
no,
ain't
makes
taking
no.
this
sense.
serious.
My fault. I just knew y'all knew I don't like Moana. Shining. Dun, dun. Yeah. My boy was greedy, man. My boy had to have everything. Boy had all the jewelry, all the nice fits on. Yeah, they had all that thing shining. You know what I mean? So I think he's a great example of greed. Wanted stuff a little too much. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have to trip off of that, whatever the thing, the staff or whatever that thing was.
The Yeah, because yeah, they kept
Yeah,
trying to get the
Maui
hardest
staff.
Tafiti. Yeah, Maui staff. Yeah,
yeah, the heart of yeah. Like he was wilding too much over one piece of jewelry. You know what I'm saying? So he's greedy, man. Hella greedy.
I would say whenever he saw like a pirate ship sinking, I imagine he just immediately go get the
He was
gold.
Birdman rubbing his hands together.
Yeah, my boy was happy
Like
when the Titanic went down. He's like, I'm about to check all this.
yeah,
He
man.
saw Rose throw that little jewelry in there. He's like, oh, I got that. So,
Got a little what's those jewelry checkers where they check if it's fake or not?
oh yeah, the little
He
diamond
got
checker
one of
thing.
those. Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't
Okay,
gonna lie. I ain't
so
gonna lie. I used to love watching those videos though. When they pull up on people at the ball and test them
Oh
out,
yeah.
I used to love watching those videos.
They'd be shocked.
Bro, it's crazy because like your stuff is fake. I wouldn't even let them do it.
They'd be like, "No, I'm
yeah.
good."
Yeah,
But that's the thing. Like, if somebody wants to buy one, you can't really like stop them.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's thanks.
But okay, okay. I think that I will go ahead and go with Wrath next. And I had a few choices for this, but I'm gonna have to go with Kratos
Hmm.
from God of War.
Mm,
Um, Kratos is
good pick.
so angry. Um, Kratos, the life he's lived, he's just been like Kratos, and I'm talking like early God, like PS2 God of War Kratos.
Hmm.
Greek Kratos, the Ghost of Sparta Kratos.
Yeah.
My man got betrayed by every god that tried to make a deal with him, and so he killed all of them. He was willing to destroy the earth to
Hmm.
kill all of these gods because they did him wrong and mistreated him.
Right.
He became a slave to Ares, and then Ares made him kill his own family because Ares was like, "No, my slaves don't get families. Like
Right.
if you're going to be my weapon, I need you to not have a family." So Ares orchestrated him killing his own family. So he was like, "All right, I'm going to have to go after Ares now."
Hmm.
And then whenever he asked Athena for help, and then he did what Athena asked him to do, Athena was like, "Hell no, you can't get out. But what I will do is make you the new god of war." And then Zeus was like, "Well, now he's too much. And
Right.
I can't have that." So Zeus tried to kill him. And so he was like, "Oh, all you muff? All right, all of y'all,
Yeah.
every single one of you." And so he killed Poseidon, which flooded the earth. He killed Hades, which let all the souls and the dead people run free and they're not getting judged anymore. He killed Hera, which killed all the planets. He killed Helios, which destroyed the sun. He destroyed everything in the name of revenge
Right.
and didn't give a fuck. And he did it violently, brutally. Like my man was angry. The only thing he did that was not out of anger was Aphrodite. That was it. Everybody else met a bloody end. And so yeah, wrath, Kratos embodies wrath. And then whenever Kratos did decide to settle down and have a family, he tried to just, be chill, be calm, be an old man and retire, and they just pulled him back in.
Try to pull a Thanos, huh?
Yeah, like he was like, I tried to like move. I moved away and tried
Right.
to, live quietly and farm and shit. And yeah, the people kept coming to his doorstep talking that shit. And so he was like, all right, I put these gloves back on and put my hands on somebody. So
It
yeah.
They need to do an HBO show for God of War. I think HBO is where it should be at.
I'm looking at. I honestly was looking it up as Spencer was like, there's supposed to be a movie, but
I don't
And
want them
they
to do a movie. They should do
they've
this need to be a TV show.
they've talked about
nah.
there being a God of War movie for years and years. Like before the new game came out, like before the redo of the game where he's in the Norse pantheon, they've
Yeah.
been talking
Hmm.
about a movie for years and years.
No, I
I'd
think this
rather.
is go be a TV show.
I'd rather be a movie just because that's a big budget. You have to. It's a lot of special effects.
But see, I don't think like I feel like you can like because a lot of the gods. I mean, I've never played any of the games, but I assume the gods that he's fighting against are like human size, besides like probably the end god or whatever.
Well, I mean, it depends, but even so, the effects that they used in Gods of Egypt would suffice if
Oh
there
yeah,
need to be size disparities. Like I mean, I say it's easy to do, like I make movies, but like I assume it's not terrible.
Yeah, or even like Wrath of the Titans, Clash of Titans. Like
Yeah.
I think this should be I think this should be a TV show though. Like I think you can really go into like the history of it and start in the beginning and like I don't know. I can foresee it being a bunch of seasons. I feel like I'm starting to come around to. I used to feel like stuff should be more movies. I'm starting to feel like stuff should be more TV shows now.
I
On the
just
other
don't.
end,
That's the thing. I don't need this to be remade. The game handles it.
I want to see it on a large scale, but I get it. Like I didn't play the game either. Um,
The games are great. They're big fun.
yeah,
And
but
like, yeah,
based off of
it's
your
just, yeah, like you just being,
explanation,
again, you just being violent and
right?
slaughtering all kinds of Greek creatures and, you know, just making your way downtown.
Based on your explanation, I'm like, man, uh, Thor. I mean, Thor movie, and that could have been a obviously not the same, but like it could have been similar as far as like slaying down
Yeah,
gods in a
like
really cool way.
the God Butcher.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that's what, yeah.
right.
It's tragic.
Um, Tragic.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Gluttony, and I'm gonna go with the little yellow guy himself. I'm gonna go with Pac-Man, my guy who eats unlimited dots and unlimited ghosts and fruit too, if you can make it that far. Pac-Man has been in our lives. His wife has been in our lives a little bit longer. Oh, not longer, but like she's been there as well. I'm just going with the little guy who just his whole job is to eat dots and ghosts. That's all he does. He gets no bigger except for when he eats the fruit, but he gets a little bit bigger and it goes down. Um, but yeah, he's just unlimited. I mean, I feel like I don't have to say much about Pac-Man. Everybody knows Pac-Man. It's a
Yeah,
classic.
facts, facts. Um,
He is an OG.
yeah, that is true. Um, all right, sloth. Struggle with this one. Spencer said it wasn't many, at least, what great options. But I dug a little deep here. Um, and I'm gonna pick. What was it? I'm trying to remember the movie. It's sad that I forgot this. Oh wait, actually, okay. Can I picked Tamatoa from Moana?
You did.
Is Disney off the table?
No.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like per movie or per.
Franchise. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
no,
say
per movie.
franchise. So, like, if you pick somebody else from Moana, Moana would be
Got
off the
it.
table, but like the rest of Disney is still available to you.
That makes sense. Okay. Ah man, this is tough. All right, I'm gonna pick 22 from the movie Soul. So
Okay.
if you remember her, she was very lacked any motivation, was extremely lazy, just wanted to hang out on that planet, that on that
The Soul World.
plane, yeah, or whatever. And the whole point of the movie was by the end, she sort of found a purpose for life. So yeah, definitely that version of her where she was extremely lazy, um, no exertion of any sort of effort
Hmm.
whatsoever. So yeah, I'm gonna pick 22.
I need to run back Soul. It's been a while for Soul.
So it's pretty good, man. It's good for our age. I wouldn't throw it on for a kid at all, but you know,
Y'all know I have issues with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But
Good
whatever,
choice
that's
though.
fine.
Good choice. I will say though, 22 did get motivated at the end. So I mean, that might hurt. That might hurt you a little bit in the court of opinions.
I mean,
Jordan,
Godzilla might hurt you,
Jordan,
but
have you done Sloth yet?
Nope, that's my last one.
Okay, I won't say anything then. Um, okay, so I have Lust for my last one. And again, this was easy for me. I had a plan A, a plan B, and then like haha, this would be funny, but also terrible.
mhm.
So I'm gonna go with plan A, Quagmire from Family Guy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, like Quagmire, he fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And like giggity giggity, we all know what that means. Like
All
Quag
right.
Like Quagmire's out here uh doing the thing.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
so that's his whole purpose. That's what he's here to do. Like he's a pilot and he fucks. That's Quagmire's life.
I just remember the episode. I always think about this one. About when it from my first thought of Quagmire is always this episode when he finds out about the internet and how porn is out there, and then he's in the house for a long time. And he comes out. He's like, "Yeah, out there." And he puts that arm up, and it's just like a super massive right arm. I was
Oh
like, "Oh."
yeah, bro. That I
I
remember
always
dying
think
to that.
about that.
Like
So
that's hilarious.
yeah, definitely Quagmire. I will say, since I can talk about it, my this is an alternate, but also this is terrible from the same show, Herbert.
Ah, him too. I think about the lightsaber episode. It
Yeah.
was like all the lightsabers all floppy, and as soon as Chris came in, it was like, "Choo." I was, oh man,
Yeah. Hey, paper boy.
yeah,
Like,
and yeah,
I can't do the voice
Bro,
today,
that is
but
he got the little whistle in there too. Like,
yeah, I
yeah.
can't do
yeah,
that whistle. There are some people who can do that whistle really well, but there's one thing I can't
yeah.
do is whistle on the S's. But
That's tough. That's funny.
Boy had that
uh,
paraplegic dog and everything.
yeah, with all of the, you know, stuff going around, I was like, that's probably in poor taste.
Nah,
Yeah,
man, you good. Nah, you good.
But yeah,
that's funny.
Quagmire, absolutely. Like
Yeah,
Lust, yeah.
yeah.
Quagmire is a fan, as the internet calls them.
Yeah, isn't it?
Forgot. Yeah, I will say if Quagmire was in real life, he would definitely be sub to every girl on OnlyFans
Oh
because
yeah.
my guy had no limits.
He be that dude who you scroll any time you see a picture of a girl on Instagram, you see he liked it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
If
you be like,
you
damn, he like
if you look at all his followers, it's gonna be all girls. Look at all his likes, it's gonna be all girls.
explore page is gonna be wild.
Oh, ooh, that explore page is gonna be bad for him, bro.
Bad.
TikTok, Twitter.
Because that's the thing,
He
like
lucky to hit them Twitter likes.
I mean, because he was an OG, so he was probably like ordering magazines up until
Right.
Bro,
he discovered the internet.
that's the
Hmm.
worst kind of
So you want to talk about subscriptions?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
My
That's
boy
crazy.
got Hustler. He got the Jet Beauty magazine. Got the Playboy. He got everything.
all of them.
Yeah,
So okay. My last pick for Sloth. I'm gonna go with Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
thought
Honestly,
about that one.
as a kid, I used
Yeah,
to love Winnie the Pooh. My in elementary, my alarm clock
Same.
was the Winnie the Pooh theme song. Uh, but Eeyore was also my least favorite character because he ain't do nothing.
Yeah,
He was just depressed and
Mm.
lazy
Just
and ain't do
sad.
nothing. Sad, just sad. Honestly, when we at work and I want to say like okay in a sad way, I go take a picture of Eeyore and I'm like okay.
yeah.
Yeah, bro. Eeyore, I used to hate Eeyore so much. Like he was like, oh, just such a lazy character. Like, bro, don't
What
do
was the
nothing.
tiger's name?
Tigger.
Tigger.
Now that was
Yeah,
my favorite
Rhymes
character.
with
Yeah,
yeah,
little suspect right there, huh? Little suspect. But yeah, I think Eeyore is a great pick. Definitely the lazy character. My boy had the sad cloud always around him and everything getting rained on. Honestly, he probably is the definition of sloth.
yeah, like
yeah.
Eeyore was definitely my second choice.
So, all right, Brandon,
All
you want to
right,
round us out?
And Brandon, whenever you were asking about Disney, that's where I thought you were going.
gotcha. Yeah, he definitely was on my honorable mentions. It was on my list. Um, this last one, I got Pride. Pride is tough because it can be either way, right? It can be Pride in a good way, Pride a bad way. For me, I gotta go. It's Game of Thrones season. It's House of Dragon season. Pride, I am going with Daenerys Targaryen, the
Thought
breaker of
Brandon,
chains.
thought Brandon gonna go with like a Ku Klux Klan member or something like they got that pride or something.
What? No, I thought you were gonna go wilder with that, but shout out to you. Um,
Problem is the
but
clan is real.
I
They're
know,
not
yeah,
fictional.
I know.
exactly. Um, but yeah, Daenerys Targaryen, she was just 100% bought into her hype. She was prideful. She was by the time she had got all them names, she was like, "I'm the queen. There's no one else." You know what I mean? Extremely prideful about her name. Prideful about her heritage, and that's what got her killed. So, um, Daenerys Targaryen. I thought about going with Tywin Lannister just because he was extremely prideful about the Lannister name.
Yeah,
Even to the fact that he almost killed his son because he was
a little person.
a little person. Yeah. So like, but yeah, Daenerys definitely I'm going with her.
Now you could have went with Lust with her as well.
I almost went Tyrion. Tyrion with Lust.
That too, or you could have went Carl Drugo.
Drago, yeah,
You could
yeah,
have went
yep,
him too.
yep,
Uh, that would I wouldn't have been mad at Tyrion though. But yeah, I think that's definitely a good pick because yeah, she was all about the Targaryen name, and then
yep,
yeah, she had a plethora of names. I feel like every episode she had at least two new names behind that.
yeah,
I'm like, yo, this thing just keep going.
yeah. Nah, yeah. It was to the point to where like she had a longer intro than Roman Reigns. Like Roman Reigns intro was long as hell. So
Okay. Let's talk a little honorable mentions right quick. Y'all have anything for Pride?
I wanted to go Cap, but MCU went off the board.
For Pride, I was thinking the toy Buzz Lightyear.
Yep,
Okay. I
yep.
see
That
where
was a
you're
good
going
pick.
there. I
That
see
was
where
a
you're
good
going
pick.
there. I almost went with Apocalypse from X-Men because he was also about pushing mutant.
Yeah, that would have been like same vein as Magneto.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. You have any more for Greed?
And
Brandon,
Mr. Krabs.
Brandon, I'm surprised you didn't go here, but I was thinking Jabba.
You know what? Jabba was on my list. Jabba, I thought about Jabba. He was one of the first people I thought about, but I was like, uh, I could see, but I mean, it's a good pick either way. I also thought about Littlefinger from Game of Thrones as well. You
Yeah,
agree for
that's a
power and
good.
stuff,
Yeah, that's a good
but
one. I had
I
the
felt I felt safe with Larfleeze though because I knew y'all weren't going
yeah,
there.
no, I didn't
yeah,
know.
nah,
I
yeah,
almost went with the dragon from The Hobbit. Uh,
Smaug,
yeah, Smaug.
Smaug would have been a good one for Greed.
Wait a minute,
Yeah,
Spencer, you watched The Hobbit?
I know who Smaug is.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, whoa, Spencer,
yeah. I enjoyed The Hobbit more than I did Lord of the Rings, but
I just know some
that
stuff.
is. I
it is
want you
wild
to.
to say. That is wild to say.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna say because I know I talked to a Lord of the Rings fan the other day, and they almost cussed me out because I was like, I heard the Hobbit is all right, and it was
I,
like, hell, no.
as a person who's not a fan of Lord of the Rings, I think cinematically the Hobbit was better.
Ooh, that's a take.
It
Yeah,
probably
that is
is,
it,
but like if I think
That is
from
a
like a
take.
non Lord of the Rings person, I think the Hobbit is better.
Jordan. I need you to do me a favor.
That's a take.
I need you to put that in our group chat, in our
I'm
group,
I'll
in
put
the
it in
Facebook
there.
group.
I'll
Yeah,
put
I
it
need
in
you to do
there.
that. 'Cause,
It's definitely gonna be a lot of people mad because that and like I'm gonna be like I don't really care about the Return of the King. So
I need you to
Okay.
do that for me. Um, okay.
uh, did y'all have anything for Lust?
Brock from Pokemon.
I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
Hey, bro,
Uh,
he's so
Brock
simping,
was thirsty.
yeah, he was.
bro.
He's a where my hug at.
Matter of fact, I came up with Brock before I came up with Quagmire. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I had Tyrion Lannister, but yeah, that's funny. Rock is funny.
Yeah, I didn't have any more. Just like I don't have any more for Envy. I don't know what I would have picked if I didn't get
I,
Gollum.
I almost did Arya for Envy. She was, with a list and everything.
Okay.
I almost did Ernesto de la Cruz.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would have been a good one.
I figured you were gonna go Ernesto.
Yeah, I almost went Ernesto. If Scar wouldn't have been on the board, that would have been easily mine.
If I like I definitely almost took Scar, but Timmy's dad, yeah, like
Yeah.
and then Plankton, of course.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That would
That
have been a
makes
good one
sense.
too. Uh, what about Glutton? I only had Kirby and Pac-Man. Oh, and I had the Blob, but that was it. But I don't know. He ain't really glove, which is big.
Yeah, I had Baloo from
Oh,
Jungle
from
Book.
Jungle Book.
Yeah.
I had Kirby and Choji.
Oh, that my boy kept a bag of chips in his hand.
Yeah, Choji was always eating.
Wrath. Now I had a couple on Wrath. I had the Hulk. I had
Yep.
Aaron Yeager.
Mm.
I thought that both like I thought Brandon would pick the Hulk, and I thought you would pick Aaron Yeager.
Yeah, I thought about it, but I wanted to get Gazo on there. I also had
Ah.
Dark Phoenix too.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
point. Yeah.
that was a
I
good one.
I had Anakin Skywalker. I had
Ooh,
Arya. I had
Anakin was good.
trying to think who else. I had somebody else, but no, that was the Hulk. Definitely, I should have thought of that one.
For Wrath, I had Guts from Berserk
oh yeah, that'd have been good one.
Yeah.
because my lord,
Hmm.
like he's got a sim like him and Kratos have similar like, oh, I got hoed and now I'm taking like I'm everybody's getting some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kazuya from Tekken.
Oh, my boy was angry. That dude was
My
angry.
my man turns into the devil.
Yeah, my boy
Like,
angry.
but yeah, like I mean, his dad did throw him into a ravine,
Yeah.
and so yeah, you should be angry.
I
Yeah.
also thought of John Wick. Wrath.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would have been a good
Yeah.
one for Wrath.
Yeah.
That would have been a good one. Oh, you could have also just randomly thinking right now. 007 could have been Lusk. My boy be cleaning up in all the movies too.
Yeah.
Um, for Sloth, I had Snorlax, like Spencer picked, and I had Slowpoke from Pokemon as well. He's
I
literally a slow.
had I had Sad from Inside Out, and then I was gonna pick Flash from Zootopia, but I was like, okay, that's just slow. He's not necessarily lazy.
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
had a job and he had a
Yeah.
car, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I had Snorlax and Eeyore. Like that was what I had.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't get them, I would have had to pivot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. I guess let's go ahead and run through the list. Go ahead, Spencer.
Okay. I don't know what order I drafted in, so I'm gonna just call them. I oh goodness. Ah, okay. For greed, I drafted Larfleeze. For lust, I drafted Quagmire. For gluttony, I drafted Kirby. For pride, I drafted Magneto. For sloth, I drafted Snorlax. For wrath, I drafted Kratos. And for envy, I drafted Timmy's dad.
Spencer almost didn't make it out of that one.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, we
trying.
lost him for a second. I thought we lost you there for a second.
It's rough out here.
I thought it was
Uh,
a wrap for a moment.
so for me, for pride, I had Escanor from Seven Deadly Sins. For greed, I had Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob. For lust, I had the Deep from The Boys. For envy, I had Gollum from Lord of the Rings. For glutton, I had Pac-Man, from Pac-Man. For wrath, I had Godzilla. And for sloth, I had Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
Nice, nice. I had for gluttony, I had Garfield. For lust, I had Johnny Bravo. For wrath, I had Killmonger. For envy, I had Scar. My handwriting's terrible. For greed, I had Tamatoa from Moana, and for sloth, I had 22 from Soul, and then for pride, I had geez, who did I pick?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, Rhaenyra. Oh, I'm sorry. Daenerys. What I put
Daenerys, yeah.
Rhaenyra? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Targaryen.
So there you have it. Well, of course, we'll let the people vote to see, who they think had the best, Seven Deadly Sins draft.
Yeah.
Be sure and let us know. I told you earlier where you can find us at on social media, and feel free to tap in. Anything else before we get out of here?
Sure.
I don't think so.
And with that, we're never duplicated.
Always appreciate it.
And forever melanated.